Hello to all my Aries. It is AD with Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your Zodiac reading, guys. So welcome back to the channel. If you're old, welcome. If you're new, we are so happy to have you here as we grow and expand, guys. Really excited to look into this. Happy top of the new year. If you catch this video when I first posted, I hope that you had a wonderful holiday season. And yeah, let's get into it. But before we do, I just want to do my disclaimer, guys. Please keep in mind that I like Vedic sidereal astrology, so my placements could be a little bit different than yours. But you can watch this video if you are an Aries sun in Western astrology, or if you are Aries rising or Aries moon in sidereal Vedic astrology, okay? So you should know both charts so you can have all perspectives. And if you join this channel and you hit that like, share, and subscribe button with the notification bell, you will be alerted for 3 different videos, potentially 3 different videos from me for Zodiac readings if you know both charts. So it's something to consider, guys. But right now, if you identify as an Aries, then you are in the right place. So let's go ahead and get into your reading for my Aries people. Super excited to see what energies we have popping up. At the very end of the reading, we are going to do astrological analysis, and so that is going to apply more to the sidereal side, but you should stick around because you can get a whole lot of information. So that'll be at the end of the reading. So pretty jam-packed. All right, let's look at what we got, Aries. Starting off with the Page of Pentacles. We love to see it. So it gives me like a fresh seed, a new idea. A new beginning, something that seems small but has a lot of potential to grow. You could be also learning or studying something new. That's coming through also. The moon. So Cancer energy showing up. The Tower. All right, Aries, this is such a powerful start. So some of you guys, for what it's worth, could be receiving an unexpected amount of money, like a little jackpot. I don't know if it'll be, you know, the $1 million winnings, but if you play lottery and you hit the scratch-offs or something like that, you know, 25,000, 50,000, then you might be able to get you something. It's a little money for some of you. It looks really lucky, like an unexpected income. So that's also what I'm getting. Or you could just be receiving some finance or financial help from a maternal figure. The Six of Cups, perfect. Because Venus is in retrograde as I am posting this, so that could that does bring back memories from the past. The Three of Wands in the heart of the reading, and the Ten of Wands. Okay, I'm really curious about this last line, Aries. Very interesting spread thus far. I can't really get my finger off to what it's speaking to quite yet, but we are going to look into it. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. I will say right now this feels... I was gonna say it feels relationship focused, but it could be work focused too with all the Pentacle energies. So you're just gonna have to take it and see how it relates. But I'm getting both. It could be honestly be both. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be either or. And then the Lovers came out. So you know. Go with your gut, all right? And the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's get into it. Aries, let me straighten everything out, make sure it's all lined up, okay? Sorry it's not perfect, but let's go ahead and get into the message. All right, so choice is the theme of this reading with the Lovers card. It's either choice for another job or just something long term. I feel like this energy has popped up in all of the readings that I've done this far. So we have the Sun is going into Capricorn, again, sidereal Capricorn. So there is an air of commitment, okay? And it's going to be conjunct, I want Mercury and Saturn right now. So it does look like people are choosing to commit to things. You, Aries, are deciding if you're going to commit to a job or to like a long-term relationship. And it seems like the person that you're attracted to or is attracted to you has a lot of earth energy. And so they seem to be very serious and wanting to settle down. This could be somebody from your past, somebody from childhood, you know, young adulthood. And they are reaching out and communicating with you and communicating to you and presenting you with an opportunity to kind of align. I feel like with the Tower, the Seven of Wands to the Lovers card, it almost feels as if it's so unexpected, it catches you off guard and you're not prepared. I chuckle, but it's not funny. I'm sorry. I just feel like you're just not necessarily prepared for what the universe has in store for you. Like you were expecting something, the Three of Wands, but what you get is totally different. You're like, oh wow, like you're very serious. This is very serious. Or, oh wow, this is a very serious job. I'm going to have to take this seriously. Like I just feel like that is your thought process. It's just kind of deciding how much you're going to invest into this opportunity that the universe is giving you to plant seeds, quite literally starting off with the Page of Pentacles. So with the top line, the Page of Pentacles, the Moon, the Tower, like I said, there could be an unexpected like financial, you know, small sum of money, but a nice lump sum of money. Others of you, there's just potential to commit to something. It's going to be up to you if you decide to do it or not, Aries, with the Lovers. So it kind of depends, but I do want to say that this feels good and it feels like it's going to grow and it feels like it's only the beginning, especially when we look at the middle where the Page of Pentacles, Three of Wands to the Lovers card. This looks like it's only the beginning. It's a fresh start. It's something new. Very interesting. So now we're going to look at the Six of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Wands, which kind of plays into this middle circle that we have going on here. There does seem to be something from the past, Aries, that you're trying to see beyond, but yet it holds you back. It holds you down. It feels like a heavy burden. And so I feel like a part of you is like, okay, I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to see what's next. But at the same time, this thing feels unresolved and it's weighing on me and it's preventing me from taking anything new on. There's almost an energy here, Aries, of like, how can I put more food on my plate when it's already full? So you're like, I want new opportunities, I want new experiences, but I'm already full. I don't know if I have enough room. I just heard the Liz Phair song, Why Can't I Breathe? We're already wet and we're gonna go swimming. So I feel like you're already wet and an opportunity is to go swimming and you're like, I don't know if I can take more on my plate. And again, this feels like the plate of a relationship because you're so focused on work, or more responsibilities at work and you're just like, I'm excited for this, but I don't know if I'm ready for this, with the Ten of Wands, because there's just other things that are at play. There's nothing wrong with that. We're going to look into the rest of the spread, of course, to kind of help develop it, but that seems to be where we're starting. And then finally, we have the King of Pentacles, the Page of Swords to the Lovers cards, which gives me an idea that there is somebody, I feel like it's a somebody with the King of Pentacles there, is going to be offering you an opportunity, and you're going to need to look at it with new eyes. You know, there's a lot of childlike energy here, and of course you're Aries cardinal, so you function really well here. We have Capricorn, and then we have Libra energy that I'm kind of getting. But it looks like you kind of need to regain your childlike wonder. Whatever this Ten of Wands is, it feels like you've been jaded. It feels like you've experienced so many different things and you're so protective of yourself and you're just like, listen, I'm not going to do some of the more impulsive sides of me, giving into that nature because it's gotten me in trouble in the past. But it honestly looks like Spirit is saying, hey, that's who you are. Revisit that side of you. Revisit that childlike wonder in you before you got your ass handed to you by the world. Because that was one of your greatest gifts, was your impulsiveness and not thinking through things sometimes and just going to get it. But I feel like the issue where you were like that is still unresolved, so it's preventing you from seeing a bigger picture right now, Aries. And again, it's just going to boil down quite simply to a choice, how you choose to move forward. Looking at the outside, Page of Pentacles, the Tower, King of Pentacles to the Lovers. Again, somebody I feel like is going to give you some opportunity to sign on to something for long-term stability. And you really might not be expecting it at this point because of the Tower card, but I feel like it's exactly what you need, and you're going to realize that you're freer than you think. This card is kind of giving me like the Devil energy to the Lovers, and the Devil represents, and again, we've been mentioning a lot of Capricorn, so the Devil represents just being chained, being bound to something, or the illusion of being chained and bound to something. And whatever this opportunity is, it makes you realize that you're free as a bird. You're free to explore. You're free to be curious. You're free to roam around. So there's something here, possibly 10th house placements are active right now, or something aspecting your 10th house. Of course, we'll look into that later, but I'm really just getting that. Oh my gosh. You're Aries, so everything is going on your 10th house. So yeah, it just feels like you're dealing with the world. And so this could involve like a lot of work. like I said, for some of you, it's work, relationships or work. It's all about your commitments. So that's really funny. Very strong 10th house month for you if you're watching this when I first post it. And then just again, looking at it and at the inner sides of these cards, I just feel like there's really past nostalgia that is weighing on you, kind of childhood trauma. It could be that extreme, or just memories from the past could be coming in and out, and it's just weighing heavily on you. You don't really know what to do. I feel like Aries, there's a part of you that's really, dare I say, scared, fearful really of what's next. And I think that all you see is doom and gloom. 10 years down the line, there's a Mac Miller soulmate. I'm totally misquoting it, but there's a line in there. It's just like, do you believe that you have a soulmate? And you want a soulmate, but all you can see is everything bad coming 10 miles down the road. And so I feel like you're in this space where you have a decision to make at how you're viewing this Three of Wands. Are you looking at whatever the ship coming in an optimistic way, Aries, or are you looking at it from a very pessimistic kind of way? Where like, oh man, if I get into this relationship, all I'm going to have to deal with this, that, and the third, and then I'm going to have to put up with this, and then I'm going to have to put up with this, and oh my gosh, there's that. Or you could look at it and be like, okay, yes, all that happened, but I think that I'm wiser. I'm ready to take on this next challenge. I'm excited to see what the universe has in store for me. So that's your choice on how you're going to look at this next chapter of your life. And with everything in the 10th house in Capricorn, which is inherently heavy and quote unquote negative energy. Capricorn is a feminine sign, believe it or not. So it's an inherently negative energy. So you can find yourself drained. So I want to say again, the more that you take it into that childlike side of you, the more that you take life less seriously and open yourself up to these new experiences with the Three of Wands here, that is going to be what frees you up and releases you. And I do think that Spirit is sending you somebody who's going to be able to inspire you that way, or somebody who's able to encourage you and really believes in you, be it in a relationship or just a really awesome boss who sees your potential and wants you to do more because they know that you can do more. So that's really what I'm getting. Very strong reading, Aries. It feels very the mature line has come up in every reading, and I think it's just because we're in Capricorn season. So it feels like you're really hunkering down the sails and you're taking life very seriously. But in this case, Spirit actually wants you to calm down. You're in a great space. You can handle about what comes to you. Don't be worried about any unexpected responsibilities that come your way, because you actually can handle it and you will thrive. So, I'm sorry, just real quick, the rundown. So yeah, this offer that comes in from this person, it could be something from your past, or it could be something that you're revisiting or that you've done before. The Moon, the Three of Wands, and the Page of Swords. Let your intuition guide you. The sword energy to me is extremely intuitive, right? Because it just knows. And who knows where the knowing come from? It just knows stuff. Have you ever talked to a kid and they just know shit? And you're like, how did you know that? They just knew it. They just have a special communication with Spirit. And so I feel like Spirit is trying to communicate with you. Pay attention to your dreams about what your next steps could be, because they are giving you insight. And even now I'm holding this cloud. There is darkness. There is some fogginess in this time period when this video finds you. But I think if you close your eyes and just trust your instinct, you're actually going to be able to land right at shore and wait to see what comes in, sweeps in. And then finally, there's an unexpected release from something that's been troubling you, and it gives you freedom. So very exciting. All right, so now we're moving into the Lenormand side of the reading, and we're going to be looking at your mind, your heart, and then the actions you will be taking this month. So we're starting off with the Whip and Broom. Very challenging card. Not surprised to see it. And is this the sun? Is this the sun? So really funny. I'm not surprised to see this combination, because this month does feel quite bittersweet. And I think in your mind, you're, again, excited about what's new, the sun. You see potential here. You're ready to keep it going. You're ready for what comes in, but your past experiences are preventing you from seeing the sunshine. But I think the sun, because if we're looking at it this way from left to right, the sun is actually blowing this out of the water. It blows the Whip and Broom out of the water. So the more optimistic that you see this, the easier it's going to be to transition into, whatever your next chapter is for life, okay? So your heart, we have the Tree. And the Tower. You're strong. I just heard Jimi Hendrix all along the Watchtower. Like, you were being so observant, Page of Swords, and just trying to see what is for you and what is worth investing your energy into. But you feel really sturdy right now. And so with this 10th house placements, I do feel like there's potential for elevation. You're building a name for yourself. You're building a reputation for yourself. People are taking you seriously. You're taking yourself seriously. But when the time comes for you to relax so you don't end up dwelling into this whip and broom energy, doom and gloom, like I said, reflect in the sun and celebrate yourself for how far that you've come, my Aries, because this is such a victorious time for you. Oh, it's so funny. I'm just being called. Spirit drew me back to the tarot, and we have the Page of Wands, which is another childlike energy, and the Ace of Cups. So I do feel like your heart is going to be overjoyed, but it feels like just the start. It feels like just the beginning. Take it slow, and I think that that's where your hesitation comes in. It's like, don't take it so slow where it dies on the vine, but take it slow enough to where you can feel comfortable. Because there is a new adventure that's awaiting for you with all this Page energy. This is all new. It's almost aces, you know. They're very similar to aces in that new energy. And then we're looking at your actions. One more card for your action. All right, Ship. I like to see that. Oh, yes, this is beautiful. Yes, Aries, your actions. I think that you're choosing to be free. I think that you're choosing to roam. You're choosing to let life come. You know, we see the Three of Wands and we were waiting for that ship to come in. I think you're going to really be happy with what the ship brings in. It's coming with flowers. It's coming with roses. It's coming with good news. So that's really exciting. I feel very light. You know, normally when I read Aries, I can get very like excited. I'm an Aries moon myself, but it just felt like a release. Like I felt pressure just you know, off my shoulders. You know, the weight of the world, the Ten of Wands, is going to be off of your shoulders. And you're looking at life in a new, interesting, and perspective way. I do feel like if you've had health issues with the whip to the tree, they are going to be solved, or you're going to be finding a remedy, or what you thought was really bad is not going to be nearly as bad as you thought it was. So that's really good news if you've been dealing with anything on the health front. But like I said, you're getting your shine. The Tower card, that's even more in this deck. It's not necessarily this tower. It's more seen as kind of like the 10th house Capricornian tower, where it represents power, structures, institutions. So it's interesting to see them both. So we can't say unexpected, but in this case scenario, it does feel like you are receiving light from an institution. So again, this does look like a promotion. This does look like an opportunity to move forward. And I do think that you should absolutely be excited about this, even though you are being mature and you are being grounded in, and how you are looking at the future and what's in store for you, Aries. So take the adventure, you know. I really do feel like this is a great offer. If you happen to find yourself with a little bit more money than you're used to, then you should definitely invest it in possibly taking a trip if you know, coronavirus willing, depending where you are on that spectrum, right? But I genuinely feel like this is an opportunity for abundance and just really lively, great energy and great vibes. Awesome reading, Aries, if you allow it to be awesome. You know what I'm saying? It still is your choice. And that's going to be the dance that you're doing throughout this time frame that we're looking at when this video finds you. And that's okay. But I think as long as you land on, it's going to work out. It's time to move forward. I'm excited about this. Then you'll feel really happy. So now we're going to look into your oracle cards. Yay, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. So answers are coming. And this is what you've been waiting for. And I do think that you can handle it, right? So this feels, again, especially if we're talking about a relationship or even work, I keep going back and forth. I'm sorry, guys. I just feel like I want to commit to one and then I'm like, I could actually fit to both. But this could be something that you've been waiting to hear about or hear back from for such a long time. And now it's finally coming in a very unexpected way. Like you could have forgotten about it. Or, you know, this person that you were dealing with in a romantic way, you know, you've been side-eyeing them. They've been side-eyeing you. You've been like, how is this going to play out? What's happening? And then finally they say something, or finally you have the conversation that you've been waiting to have, and you can ease into the relationship a little bit more. Like, I feel like you're still easing into things. You're taking things slow. You're being grounded. You're not trying to get ahead of yourself because you've learned your lessons, but you're going to be able to have a little bit more fun in the things that have been, you know, overshadowing you at this point in time. Okay, so I really like that. And then we have yeah, orphaned. Oh, this is so interesting. The 5. So that does represent change, chaos. So you could be feeling this right now as this reading finds you. Or, okay, this could be the trauma that we were talking about before that's weighing heavily on you. You just feel like there's not any support, like you're in this alone. Nobody can help you. Nobody understands you. Nobody's asking the right question. That's why this person that comes in, this lover, right? It feels like they come at the right place in the right time to offer you a little bit of support that you didn't even know that you needed. That's why that's why it takes you off guard. But I am certainly getting this energy, Aries, of this trauma that's been weighing heavy on you, or just times where you felt abandoned, times where you felt alone, and that, or particularly abandoned. Now that I'm thinking about it out loud, because that's what's making you not want to fully commit to this next new relationship, because you're like, I've done this before. I put my heart and soul in something, and it did not work out. And as Aries, you're extremely passionate. When you commit to something, you truly commit to something. And so it didn't work out in the past. And if it has to deal with work, then it feels like at times you've been elevated, or you've gotten promotion, and then friends turned on you. You weren't able to get the support that you needed. You just felt like you were screaming into a void. Who's paying attention to you? Who's helping? Who's running this? And you felt completely abandoned within the workspace. And so that's why you're like, I don't want to make that mistake again, bite off more than I can chew. And then I'm the one holding, the bag, and everybody's looking at me wondering what I did wrong. I just feel like these are past energies, that are preventing you from moving forward. This is what's being brought up subconsciously, and this is what you're dealing with. And then we, interestingly enough, have coming apart. So that's why it's interesting here with the orphaned, but I feel like things are coming apart. The Tower card to the 10 of Wands, things are breaking apart so they can come together. And I did this in a couple readings where, oops, bless you to Penelope, my doggy. But I did this where I felt like the cards should be reversed. And I feel like this coming apart is really coming together. On the inside, it feels like you're falling apart emotionally because you're kind of scared. Like I said before, and Aries don't get scared. But it actually feels like things are going to be coming together in a magnificent way with the Lovers card. It just feels like a choice. You have 4 and 6, which gets us to 10, which is back at 1. So it's about you. That's your Aries energy, that oneness with yourself and exploring yourself and being trusting and having faith in the universe, I think is like the most important thing for you right now, my Aries people. So really powerful reading. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. Drop me a little, let's see. I was like, drop me a little fire emoji. Because I feel like you have the potential to be on fire once you release whatever this abandonment, these fears are that are kind of creeping in. You're going to be receiving a lot of clarity, but at the same time, you're going to be committing and disciplining yourself in a really cool, awesome way, Aries. So this is super duper exciting. I'm hoping that this finds you well. We are now going to be moving into the astrological analysis. So if you're an Aries and you're tuning out right here, thank you so much for joining me. Again, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. I'm very active on there right now. So you might want to check that out. But if you're sticking with us, then let's go ahead and look into your astrology. And please keep in mind it's sidereal, so the placements are a little different than what's floating around right now. Okay, so Aries, yes, you got Sun and your Mercury in retrograde and Saturn and Capricorn in your 10th house. That's what we were saying earlier. That was the energy that I was picking up. So a lot of this has to do with work or just your influence, your status, your structure on the world. You are extremely work focused, but you could feel like all the work you're doing is seeing, I can't even read my own handwriting. Okay. You're extremely work focused, but you can feel like all the work you're doing is stunted. Remain patient. Patience isn't your strong suit, but this Capricorn, in addition to the Mercury retrograde, Capricorn energy, in addition to the Mercury retrograde, could be preventing you from a crash course that you don't even see coming in due time. Yes, I remember writing that note. So I do feel like this Tower moment, anything that comes in, you could be blazing towards a Tower moment, and Spirit is like pulling you back, kind of like a leash, like it's just like snapping you back. So if something that you're really passionate about and you know you're committing to it and you want to run towards it and it's just not happening, it is preventing something falling apart, coming apart, the Tower card in the past. So just trust it. If you end up not making, I don't want to say right or wrong choice, but if you end up making a choice that Spirit doesn't agree with and it's not in your right alignment. I'm getting the image of if you've ever played Mario Kart, and if you ever turn your car around and the little birdie will come back and physically turn your car around and put you right back on track. It feels like that. If you're going the wrong way, it feels like the universe is going to be like, and you turn very quickly, and it's going to be in your best interest, and then you're going to see what it was that they were preventing from you. You're like, oh my gosh, this could have had the potential to be a train wreck, but the universe is definitely returning you back to your best state. So that's kind of what this Mercury retrograde is for me, and it could deal with ego conjunct the sun. All right, then we have your Mars and Venus in retrograde and Sagittarius in your 9th house. So there's definitely a yearning to explore and expand, maybe even go further into a religious belief system, but you're running hot and cold. Passionate on one moment and then cold the next. That was this back and forth that we were talking about. With Venus, when Venus turns direct, you will find yourself in a new and unexpected environment. Be open to new ideas and explore. So a lot of you could end up traveling during this time, get an opportunity to travel that you're really not expecting, but I do think that you should take it. It's a good idea. And then we got Jupiter Aquarius in the 11th house. New friends and wish fulfillment. You can find new audience from overseas. Wait until March when the retro season is over. You'll receive a lot of the benefits from friends, and your friends are in a really generous mood. Let them spoil you. So this seems like a really great time if you allow it to be a great time. I do feel like by the time March rolls around, Aries, I can't express enough, like you really might be in a completely different space than you're in right now. And it's just because of this really unexpected opportunity that comes in that you can't say yes to and you can't say no to. If you let your fears tell you no, then it's a no. But if you let your fears say that it's a yes, then it's a yes. It's quite that simple. Things are going to open up for you. You will not be abandoned. You will not be left out in the cold. And sometimes things have to fall apart in order for them to come together. And I think that that's exactly what's happening for you right now, Aries. So thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop that fire emoji for me in the comment section. Let me know if it resonated. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace until next time.